right. We are live. I think I just added her. This is my first live. Colleague Betsy. I'm still here.
Hi,
Hi. How
I
are you?
am good.
I'm
Yeah,
here.
I'm just going to adjust my light, please. Give me a second.
Hi, Pam. I think I just waved at you.
Yes,
Uh,
can you see
cool.
me better now?
I'm sorry.
Can you see me
Yeah,
better
I can see
now?
you fine.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, hi.
You can put it down a bit, just a bit.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. It's 6:30 and I'm on time, so I'm happy.
How are you doing? How's your day going?
Good. Busy.
Yeah,
Trying to help people get healthy for 2023.
me too.
Yeah. How about you?
Yeah, I'm busy as well. Just
Good.
making some changes and just connecting with people to help them how to feel to be healthy this year and reach their goals.
I hear you. Yes. I think a lot of people are wanting to get serious on a deeper level, on a more constructive level, and not listen to the fads anymore. I think that we've gone through so many fads
Yeah,
over the past 20 years. I think people know that fads don't work, and that's why people like us are here to help them.
yeah, yeah. Many people has like New Year resolutions and they abandoned that very quick because they don't have support, so they give up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we are going to talk about weight loss today in Mondays of Learning. That is a project that Sartre and I create for this year. So
Mm-hmm.
every Monday, we are going to talk about different topics.
Yes.
So
Yes.
in terms of weight loss, what are your recommendations for people? I know it's like individual, right? Depend of the people needs. But
Mm-hmm.
let's see what is good for it in general.
Mm-hmm. Well, the first thing I would say is mindset. And I know we kind of jotted some things down the other day, but yeah, mindset I think is the most important thing. And I have a video that I'm going to put up probably tomorrow. That mindset is the most important thing, and that's definitely something that we both touch upon in our respective practices. Is that people need to have the right attitude, find out what their why is, and keep that at top of mind throughout their journey so that they can reach their goals. Another thing is that when we mean weight, we really mean so that you're not, it's not so much overweight, but over fat, right? Like it's not, many of us, we can't just compare ourselves to other people because what might be heavy, it's not necessarily the case that you're not healthy. So people need to keep that in mind too, that we're built differently. Some of us have different bone densities, um, and but you can still be very healthy, and there's other markers too. So common sense, and I think is another thing, part of mindset that people need to have in mind when they want to reach, their ideal weight.
Yeah, and can I touch something like a little bit in that part? Also, when people want to lose weight, you need to be clear in you wanna you wanna lose fat,
Yeah.
you wanna lose muscle, you will like to gain muscle.
Yeah.
It's different, right?
Exactly.
And sometimes for people that is not clear and they start jumping into fat diets, crazy calorie restriction, and or going too much cardio. You can talk about that. And yeah, they start losing muscle too.
Yes. Yes. So you can't outrun a bad diet. So with me as a kinesiologist, you know, I do have some nutrition background, and with my behavior change coaching, I definitely tell people that that's the case, and we definitely need to focus in on, even though I don't go to the depths that you do, as a it's important to mind your portions. So let's start with nutrition. What would you say would be the most important things about weight loss?
So I will say the protein intake, the daily protein intake. The daily protein intake is very individual, is calculated depending of your body weight, and it's very important that you take the right amount of protein every day. So you are able to build muscle, and protein is the structure of the whole body. So how we calculate the protein is if you are in a weight loss program, and also, of course, you are doing exercise, right? You are with Sartre doing exercise, and you are doing a moderate to intense level of exercise depending on your needs. So it's 1.5 grams of protein for every kilogram of weight. So, and talking about this, if I say, for example, you weight 40 kilograms, how will be? Can you help me with the maths? 40 for 1.5?
So 40 would be 60.
40
60
kilograms for 1.5.
1.5 grams, so 60 grams.
Yes, 1.5 grams. 40 for 1.5. How much is that?
Yeah, 40, that would be 40, and then 0.5 is 20, so that's 60. 40 plus 20 is 60.
Well, 60 grams of protein for the day, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like, because sometimes when I talk to my clients and I say, well, you need, or let's say 100, you need 100 grams of protein every day. And I say you need to consume at dinner and at lunch 125 grams of chicken or meat, right? Just to reach that requirement, plus the protein that you need is required to start in the morning with a good amount of protein. That stabilizes the levels of your energy and sugar levels, and have more functionality, right? So they say, well, but you told me that I need 100, so how you are recommending me 125? But 125 is the weight of the food, the weight of the piece of chicken. But 100 grams of chicken, or chicken breast, for example, has 31 grams of protein.
Yes. It's not all protein.
Exactly. 100 grams of beef has around 26 grams of protein. 100 grams of fish, around 22 or 23 of the fish. And a large egg has 6 grams of protein. So that is the amount of protein that I'm talking about, not the weight of the food.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The actual macronutrient.
Exactly.
So, yeah. There's 3 macronutrients that, protein, fat, carbs.
So that will be very important. At the beginning of the weight loss program, I won't recommend to add so much fat into the food. But you still...
Or you wouldn't? You wouldn't or wouldn't?
I won't recommend, but you still need to get healthy fats. So you can use a moderate amount of like olive oil, extra virgin, first cold pressed olive oil for your salads. You can eat avocados, you can eat nuts, right? Things that have healthy fats.
And keep the egg yolk. That was
Yes.
a big thing. We talked about that last week.
Last week, yeah. Is important because it is rich in nutrients.
Exactly.
So it's important. Don't be afraid of the egg yolk. You can include the egg yolk. If you are vegan or vegetarian, please talk to the person that are guide you, because to calculate the protein in a diet that is vegan or vegetarian takes a little bit more of time, because you need to also work in the right combination of foods. So all the pool of the amino acids are going to be there, and your body are going to utilize that. So it's a little bit more complex, but it's possible too, right? Depending of the diet, of the type of diet that you have. So that's why it's very individual. In terms of, I tell my clients, please no processed food, please no white sugar, processed sugar, please no like don't snack all the time during the day, right? If you are taking enough amount of protein, you are able to have like periods of 5 hours without it, and that will be
because it's satiated.
Yeah, and that will be ideal because your insulin is not going to spike all the time. So there are many things to be considered, but yes, right amount of protein, a little bit of healthy fat during the, like a little bit of eat healthy fats during the day, but know what healthy fats are. And also in terms of carbohydrates, please don't remove all the carbohydrates, right? You need to
It fuels your
calculate.
workouts.
Yeah, exactly. And it's what it builds the muscle too, right?
People who are, if you're in a higher carb diet and you're going to be able to exercise more intensely, and then because it's more of the anaerobic, we're getting the anaerobic glycolytic path chain, which is when you don't use air and you break down sugar.
Yes.
So that's like the first 10 seconds to 20 minutes of intense exercise, which requires carbohydrates. That's why you have glycogen, glucose, sugar in your muscles, so that your body can easily access it when it wants to do an intense workout. After that, it starts to use more fat. And yes.
It's one of the goals, right? That the body start use fat for energy. So you can burn.
It's going to use fat for energy too. And it's not just like this starts, The actual very first 10 seconds is creatine phosphate. Like if you're going to like really explosive, and that's only 10 seconds or so. That's why people use creatine. And then after that, it's the sugar, and then it's the fat. Generally, it obviously overlaps to some degree. And people who are consuming their carbs are going to be able to push that weight, or do those push-ups, or do those intense exercises, and then they're going to be able to put on more muscle. So we can just keep riffing, and then I'll split this. Like we're thinking about 15 minutes, but we can split the video after if we can just keep talking, because we have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, exactly. And also in terms of diet, is like that's why you need to choose the right program for you, right?
Yeah.
It's not like go to the internet. Oh, this diet, I'm going to do it. In what base?
Yeah.
Do you know? Yeah, it is important that you find a person that you can work with, a good fit, right?
Exactly.
To work with, and to understand your individual needs.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're plant-based only, that's fine. If you're not plant-based, that's fine, but you have to find out the most ideal way to do it that way.
And the right person to guide you.
Yes.
That is that's important. So what else is important? Of course, the person hydrate their body really well during the day.
Absolutely.
That is important. And what I'm going to say now is important for everybody, not for just people that want to lose weight. It's also important for all of us. It is please eat a whole food diet.
Yeah.
Rich in nutrients, nutrients dense. Don't eat empty calories. So don't go and eat McDonald's, because people now sometimes they count the calories, right? Oh, I can eat like 200 calories, and they go and eat like chips, hamburgers, pizza, things that don't have nutrients. So if you don't have nutrients, if you don't have vitamins and minerals in your body that support the functioning of your body, you are not going to reach your goals.
Because and your body's going to be searching for, and that's when you overeat.
Exactly.
It's ironic. You eat all these calories and you keep wanting to eat because your body's looking for not calories, it's looking for nutrients.
Exactly.
Other nutrients. Yeah.
So that's why, for example, in my plans, in my individual plans for people, I don't stress out people counting calories.
Yeah. Yeah. It's something that I've learned too, is that it's a good concept to know, but it's not necessary. If you look at people in the world where they don't count calories, you know, in North America, we're definitely not the leanest, but then you look out elsewhere in the world and people are not counting calories, not even understanding what a calorie is. I just eat colorful food. I just eat, you know, food that comes out of the ground that's colorful. I do it 3 times a day, and then that's it. And everybody's healthy in these other, or leaner in all these other countries. So calories can only do so much. If you're in the, you know, like it's interesting, like if you're doing whole food, if you're not doing the white sugar, and if you're not eating constantly, that will keep your inflammation down, and a body that's not inflamed is a much more, it's in a better position or condition to lose weight.
Yeah. And also something that is important is to have a good digestive health. So people are going to be able to absorb the nutrients, and the nutrients are going to meet their function.
Absolutely.
Because if you are not absorbing nutrients and you are not having a good digestive health, you can do many things, but are not going to work. Because
exactly.
Yeah.
It's not just getting the nutrients to the doorstep, but can the door open?
Exactly.
And let it into the cells and let it in and whatnot. So yes, good gut health, good digestive health, nutrient dense versus calorie dense. So focus on nutrient dense. Mind your portions. You don't need to eat frequently. The body stores energy for a reason, so that it can, because if you're always eating, you're never going to let your body repair itself. Because if it has to either rest or die. Like if it's just digesting, it can't take the time to rebuild and to repair and to clean up. So, you know, that's why we call it break fast. You know, people normally would eat, you know, even just like 60 years ago, you eat at 4, 5, maybe 5 p.m., 6 p.m. Dinner used to be a bit earlier in North America, like 5 p.m. traditionally. And then you don't eat until 8 a.m. Now they had the advantage because their commute was like 10, 15 minutes before in the 40s. So you eat at 8 a.m., you go to work, you go to school, you eat at noon, you eat at 5, 6.
Yeah, and also please be careful with all the artificial sweeteners like aspartame, the sugars, alcohol. All of these are related with cancer in studies, and some of them are affecting insulin, have an effect on insulin. So you are not helping yourself taking food that has the artificial sweeteners. That is just food industry publicity.
Yeah. And especially even if you're drinking in between your meal, you're having like 2 or 3 Diet Cokes, you're tricking your body. Your body's getting confused. Focus on the water.
And imagine you drinking because you are in a program for losing weight. Imagine you drinking 3 times a day a Diet Coke. Imagine the aspartame is going to build and build and build
Yeah.
and build every day. And what is going to be the consequences?
Yeah, you're gonna rot your gut. I mean, think about what they can do with Diet Coke. You can clean a toilet bowl with Diet Coke. So if you can do that and destroy bacteria there and strip it clean, think about what it's going to do to your gut. So
yes,
that's why I keep my Diet Coke to or my cola, maybe I'll have like 1 a year. I'm very strict with that because it's just such strong.
Yeah, exactly. And just forgot about that. Even when my clients, the goal is to lose weight, I don't even recommend them to use any kind of sweet to put in their beverage because their body need to learn different, right? Because this is
what's
about
naturally sweet.
Exactly. And this is not about, oh, let's have a summer body or let's have, no, this is a healthy lifestyle. You want to be able to perform 100%, to be the best version of yourself. But for that, you need to be in good health. And can we talk about why is it important a resistance exercise when your goal is losing weight, please?
Okay. So I just want to put a bow. So as we just went on a tangent and we could have kept going, audience, just about nutrition. Like we could have kept going and going and going and going. And we're going to keep going. We're going to do these lives. Like we're very passionate about this. So nutrition, okay, is so important. Okay, resistance training versus cardio, let's say. So in terms of exercise, you should be probably the best, one of the simplest formulas for getting fit would be to do resistance training or strength training and to walk for your cardio, to walk for your fat burning. So the stressful exercise is your strength training, not so much running, let's say, but, or long cardio. And then, so do your strength training and then do your walking. Why do I say that? Because when you strength train, you're going to build muscle, you're going to build lean tissue. And what is lean tissue? Metabolically active. So that just means burning energy, as opposed to non-lean tissue like fat, which is the energy. It's just sitting there on your body waiting to be used. It can't actually do, except for brown fat, but that's another story.
That's another topic.
Yeah. So make sure that you strength train. You can get to the point, like at least for an adult, twice a week, at least. And then you can walk 150, 300. You can walk. At least 150 or 300 minutes. More if once you get used to it, if you want. But at least twice a week, strength training, full body. Do the whole body. You don't have to do today I'm going to do my traps. I'm going to do my traps and my triceps. No. You just do the whole body. You're not a bodybuilder. And you need to use the big muscles. You need to use the whole body. When you do like a general push, like a push-up or a bench press, and then a squat, like when you use those muscles, you're going to use your secondary muscles anyways. So you don't have to worry about, I'm going to do bicep curls or calf raise. You can just focus on the whole body. at least twice a week. And then once, eventually you can get to every 48 hours strength training. And if once you get really advanced, you could probably do like, you can almost go to almost every day, like on a certain level with calisthenics and weights. I like to, when I train my clients, if they have nothing, that's okay. I can train them with body weight movements, just with the floor, even your back. Like I can train your entire body just with the floor. And that's important to know. There's two types of movements. Movements where you move your center of gravity, and then movements where you don't. So let's say a chest exercise, so the push-up, right? You're moving your center of gravity, you're moving yourself. As opposed to a bench press, you're just sitting there and you're moving the weight. They have different benefits. The push-up, the one where you're moving the calisthenic body weight movements, you're going to train your body to be strong for its size. So like, think of like a soldier. He's very fit. He's not huge, but you know that guy's strong. As opposed to a bodybuilder, because they're not stressing their body. To move, their body's going to be stimulated to hypertrophy, to get big, and so a balance is fine. Like we're supposed to be able to move objects, and then of course, I like to focus again with the body weight, and then if they have objects like kettlebells, bands, things that they can have at home, once you can start building your home gym. But I'll tell you right now, the most important thing is the floor. That is the most important equipment that you will ever have. And you can definitely, just with that, get yourself a fit body. Trust me. So that's focus on strength training and supplement with walking, supplement with cardio. I'm not saying no running, no cardio, but if you need to focus in on what you're going to do in terms of what's the stressful exercise, focus on the strength training, build that muscle, increase your metabolic rate so that when you're sitting down, you're going to burn more fat. And if you combine that with not eating all day long, that myth about you have to eat all day long and, you're going to burn the energy that's on your body, the fat. That's what it's there for. It's meant to be burnt.
Yeah.
So there it is.
And also the eating all day long, in the long term or middle term, are going to put you in trouble because you can end up probably pre-diabetic or diabetic or with insulin resistance.
Yes.
Because the insulin is spiking all day, and that is not healthy at all for anybody.
No, your pancreas, which is where the insulin is not meant to be. We weren't evolved to be always eating. That is something that has been tricked. Like if you're like a high elite level bodybuilder, bikini, like you could, those people who are also on steroids and their body's like on a different level. Yeah. They can eat 6 days a week, 6 times a day, but most people don't really need to.
No, that's true. And also, it's important that sometimes when we think we are hungry, we are really thirsty, not hungry.
Thirsty and hungry in terms of minerals, which is why you recommend and why you can put like sprinkle a bit of salt, like sea salt and some no salt, some potassium, like a little bit, just a bit in your drinking water.
And
right?
a little bit of lemon. Yeah. And a little bit of stevia too, to rehydrate your body really well. And so because the center of hunger and thirst is in the same part of the brain. So sometimes when my clients say, "Oh no, I need to eat, I am hungry, Betsy," and I say, "Okay, first check if that is that you are thirsty? Have you drinking enough water?
Mhm.
And sometimes they realize, oh, really, I wasn't hungry. It was like a habit, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That we need to
Yeah.
change.
Yeah. Because once you start eating a pattern, after dinner, every day for 10, 20 years, you have some chips or you have some ice cream. Well, your hunger hormones are going to be like, time to get hungry, though you're
Yeah.
though you're not really hungry. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, exactly, Annie. In terms of portions and individual based on needs and
Mm-hmm.
based on your weight, based on your body structure, right? I am not going to eat the same portions of SAR because I'm very extra petite.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they have, and that's, I mean, the portions generally was about, and of course, this is for the general population, a 9-inch plate, right? That's what they used to eat. Half of it was salad, quarter of it was protein, quarter of it was, well, high protein source, and a quarter of it was like a dry starch, like a potato or a rice or something, or bread. That was for the general population. If you're extra small or extra large, then you have to eat a little bit more or less, right?
Exactly. Yeah, in terms of protein, what I say is like the palm of your hand is the
Yeah.
portion of protein, and 3 palms of your hand is the portion of salt. So the
Yeah.
relationship is 1 portion of protein, 3 portions of salt.
Yeah, and that's your hand. So it's foolproof. You know, I've heard like about a thumb of oil or fat. You know, about a fist. You said 3 of these for the carbs. So yeah, you can like find resources where you use your own hand, fist or thumb or fingers, and because it's yours, and because you're so unless you have extra small, abnormally small hands or large hands, it's gonna be a good rule of thumb, no pun intended, for you to
Yeah.
keep in
Yeah.
mind when you're out and about too. Because when you're out and about, you don't have time to use the scale and count the calories. You need to eyeball. You need to develop this.
Yes, exactly. However, in terms of people that are looking to lose weight, I prefer to do the grams at the beginning so they can see visually what they needed.
Yes. That, I mean, initially, but
Yeah.
then you have to be able to work that eye muscle to be able to figure out when you're out and about what that was.
Yes.
To approximate it. So
yeah, and also
because or else it's gonna drive you crazy if
yeah,
you're always counting calories, always using the scale like a bodybuilder bikini model.
Mhm.
You know.
And also it's important that people try to eat non-GMO foods,
Mm-hmm.
not genetically modified foods, and that is a recommendation for everybody
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
that can make you sick at some point.
Yep.
So,
Yep. And then of course, try to eat foods that are organic. The less that you put in your body that has nothing to do with nutrients and digestion and like actual food and nutrients, the better it's going to be. That just makes sense. So, and I say organic because there's foods out, a lot of our foods out there have pesticides on it, as we know, and that's definitely not going to help. That's going to increase the inflammation. And again, a body with inflammation, it's harder for it to lose weight.
balance. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah. So as you can see, like our discussion was like 80% nutrition, 20% fitness, like exercise. Not that exercise, I mean, exercise, and especially in this context of weight loss, exercise also helps with stress. It helps with mental acuity. It helps with, preventing Alzheimer's. It helps with a whole host of other things, cardiovascular strength and health. And of course, it is important for weight loss, but it's so easy for you to just you exercise. One of my clients, she's amazing. every single Monday, she sends me her Apple Watch, a picture of it, and it's like 434 calories burned. How easy it is to clear. Like, what's an Oreo cookie? Like, I haven't had that for 20 years, but what's an Oreo? Like 30 calories? I don't know. You can, let's just say that 434 calories of cake or cookies or chips is so easy to destroy. It's so easy to just, in like 5-10 minutes. So the most important thing is that you are very, very selective of how you eat. Not that you shouldn't celebrate and splurge, but the foundation of your diet, the foundation of your weight loss and weight maintenance is going to be what you don't eat.
Exactly. Another thing that is important, and you touched base a little bit, was stress management. That is also important when you are trying to lose weight. Because if you stress out of your hands, it's going to be very complicated to reach your goal.
Yeah.
So that is an important point as well.
Stress increases inflammation. Inflammation, it's a vicious circle.
It's a vicious circle. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, we wanted to riff on our first, well, this isn't our first live. This is kind of our first committed live. Like we're
it's like the Mondays of learning lives that we are going to start doing from now on.
Yeah. And so really want people to have a balanced approach. It's not as complicated as people think. Don't compare yourself to others. You can be, like if you're like, there's so many people who are, we're built so differently. So weight is only one thing. And I could probably maybe we'll do a live one day and I'll be like, what are the measures of health? And I can talk about BMI. I can talk about weight, waist to height ratio, performance in the gym, resting heart rate, blood pressure, right? Blood work. There's so many other measures of health, but eating right and exercise will not only help with your weight loss markers, it'll help with the other markers that I just described.
Yeah. And also sleeping well.
Yes, that's a huge marker.
Yes.
Yes. Absolutely. Do you have any other points to add, I guess, or?
No, I don't think at this moment, and I think we just, I guess we passed our time marker right now.
Yeah. I said at 13, I think at 13, I'm like, we'll just chop it up because we were kind of thinking about, we were concerned about LinkedIn because we might put it on LinkedIn, but I can chop it up and maybe we'll just do like part 1, 2, 3, whatever.
Yeah. That's perfect.
Yeah.
And please, thank you for the people that are connecting and for the people that are going to watch our live later. And please invite your friends. We just want to educate you and give you tools to really perform 100% in your life and to be the best version of yourself.
Yes. Yeah. This year is going to be the year of common sense.
Exactly. Which we have lost a lot in the past 30 years. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Well, thanks, Neil Tarek HR and Johad Teddy and Pam Ellen Bloggett. Yeah. Thanks for joining us.
And we see you next Monday. Have a beautiful night.
Okay. Forgive me. Do I just hit the X?
Yes, you do. So you end, but you need to save it, remember.
Save it?
Yeah, okay. After you hit the X, you can, they will say, save this video and you will save it.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. Take care.
Talk soon.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.